Hi, Mai. So I set up your synthetic division problem here just as you did, and your synthetic division, it looks great. There's nothing wrong with it. The solution that you present, though, is a little bit lacking in that it's you're just slightly off, and I think your answer could be a little bit more robust. So I'm just going to try to go ahead and explain that. So remember that in this problem, right, we have our x to the fourths, our x cubes, our x squareds, our x's, and then our constant, which, kind of our plus c. So this, remember, reduces to x to the fourth, which you had, plus 0x cubed, plus 0x squared, plus 4x minus 18. Right, and as you noticed, because we have an 18, the factor that we're trying to divide into it, x plus 2, doesn't actually work. But we can write our quotient here, right, so our quotient as x to the fourth plus 4x, and then our remainder term. You see how up above they ask for a remainder term over b over x. Well, b over x, they tell us up here, is x plus 2. So what we need to do is take our remainder, which you identified, right? So our remainder here is negative 18. That's our constant term. And then we need to divide it by the factor that we attempted to divide into it. So our remainder then, right, so our total quotient is x to the fourth plus 4x, and then our remainder term is minus 18 divided by x plus 2. So it's kind of like, when you have a similar long division problem. If you think about a long division problem, and you have something that doesn't go in evenly, like 2 into 7, for example. Well, what would you do? You'd say, okay, well, 2 goes in 3 times, and then we multiply. So 7 minus 6 is 1, so my remainder is 1, right? So you could say it's 3, remainder 1. Or you could say this is the same as 3, and I have 1 part left over divided by my original that I tried to divide in, 1/2. So my answer, when I try to divide 2 into 7, is actually 3 and 1/2. So you see it's the same pattern up here. We have the piece that we're attempting, right, to divide in successfully, the quotient, and then what we have left over in terms of our remainder, right, is the actual constant remainder, negative 18, divided by x plus 2, which is the factor we attempted to divide in. And your answer, right, so I think it's not a factor because we have a remainder that's non-zero. That's totally good. But just up here, make sure that you recognize that this should be 4x. Otherwise, I think we're pretty good.